Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about something very important for every Nigerian that has money in the bank. The Central Bank of Nigeria, also known as CBN, has ordered all banks in Nigeria to increase their capital base before March 31st, 2026. This policy is called bank recapitalization. The big question is this: what does this mean for you as an ordinary Nigerian? Is your money safe? Is your bank safe? If they do not meet the requirements, what banks or which bank have already met the target? In this video, I will break everything down in simple terms so that as an ordinary Nigerian, you'll be able to understand exactly what is going on in the banking sector as we speak. First of all, what is bank recapitalization? Bank recapitalization simply means banks must increase the amount of money they have as capital. Think of it this way: if a bank want to manage billions or trillions of naira belonging to Nigerians, the regulator, which is the CBN, wants that bank to be financially strong enough to survive economic shocks. That was what prompted the CBN to increase the minimum capital requirements. Here are the new requirements that we should all know, as announced in 2024. International banks, 500 billion naira capital. National banks, 200 billion naira capital. Regional banks, 50 billion naira capital. Banks were given 2 full years to meet the requirements, so they were given a lot of time to meet, from April 2024 to March 31st, 2026. This reform on itself is one of the biggest, or let's say the biggest banking reform, when Nigeria reduced banks from about 89 or 90 to just 25 banks through consolidation. It went viral, then so many banks were merged together. So it's not a new thing happening in the financial sector of Nigeria, we should all know. So now let us go to the second aspect. Why is CBN doing this? Well, I say there are 3 major reasons why this is happening. To make Nigerian banks stronger. Nigeria wants banks that can finance large amounts of projects based on infrastructure and big businesses. Low capital banks cannot do that. Number 2, to prevent bank failures. A strong capital base protects depositors' money. Protect your money, it protects my money. If the economy becomes unstable, for instance, banks with strong capital can survive that short economic period, and that won't allow investors to lose their money. Also, number 3, to prepare Nigeria for a bigger economy. The CBN wants a banking sector that can support at least 1 trillion economy, possibly in the future. So this recapitalization is part of modernizing Nigeria's financial system. Let us move to the banks. Which banks have met the requirements as of March 8, 2026? About 20 banks have already met the new capital requirements, raising more than over 4 trillion in fresh capital. The metrics report that. So let me just give us a rundown of some of the banks. So some of the banks that have already met the CBN recapitalization targets include Access Bank, Zenith Bank, Guaranty Trust Bank, that is GTB, United Bank for Africa, First Bank of Nigeria, Fidelity Bank. Other banks that have also crossed their threshold: Eco Bank Nigeria, Stanbic IBTC Bank, Wema Bank, Sterling Bank, Premium Trust Bank, Globus Bank, Providus Bank, City Bank. So Standard Chartered Bank, Jay's Bank, Lotus Bank, Greenwich Merchant Bank, Nova Bank, as reported by Rise TV. So many other banks are still raising capital through public offerings, rights issues, or investors. So part 4, what happens if a bank fails to meet the requirements? If a bank does not meet the recapitalization requirements, 4 things happen. The bank may merge with another bank. 2 banks can also join together to become one bigger bank. This is what it means. This happened during the 2004 banking consolidation. Also, number 2 things that might happen: the bank may be acquired. A stronger bank may buy the weaker bank. Number 3, the bank may downgrade its license. For example, international bank to national bank, from national bank to regional bank. So that means they will operate on a smaller scale. That is what it means. In extreme cases, the license can be withdrawn, but regulators try to avoid this because of depositors' funds and money. Question mark: should Nigerians worry about their money? The simple answer is no. Stay informed. Here is why. Nigerians has deposit protection through the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation. They insure depositors' fund up to a certain limit. If a bank fails, that's like 5 million naira or so. Also, the CBN normally forces mergers or acquisition before allowing the bank collapse. So in most cases, your account simply moves to a new merged bank, so your fund is not at risk. So what should you do as a Nigerian listening to this and you're hearing this? Here are the smart things you should do. Know the financial strength of your bank. Stick with stable institutions. Number 2, avoid panic withdrawals. Banking reforms happens globally. Number 3, diversify your money. For example, bank deposits, money market fund, government bonds, treasury bills. Diversification protects you financially. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So in summary, Nigeria's bank recapitalization is about building stronger banks and stronger economy. Many banks have already met the requirements as we speak, while others are still raising funds before the end of this month, which is March 31st, 2026, the deadline. And the good news is that your money is generally safe because the CBN supervises the process very closely and intermittently. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and share with someone who has money in any Nigerian banks, because financial knowledge equals financial power. See you in the next video, and thank you for watching.